And our big story at 5, a possible break in a cold case. Police identify a suspect in the killing of a teenager named Berit Beck nearly 24 years ago.
We've had some significant developments in the Berit Beck homicide that took place back in 1990.
Beck was on her way from Sturtevant to Appleton when she disappeared.
She was last seen in Fond du Lac, her body found in a ditch in Waupun. Investigators have re-examined some evidence, and that has led them to a man they're now calling their prime suspect, though they have not yet arrested him.
Cody Holyoke is live in Fond du Lac with the latest. Cody.
Well, Steve and Carol, after working this case for nearly a quarter of a century, investigators now believe that they are closer to finding Berit Beck's killer. A recent tip pointed them in the direction of this Kenosha man who was a trucker at the time and may have been in Beck's van around the time of the woman's death.
It's the best, strongest, at least physical evidence we've had to date.
This may be the link authorities need to close the book on Berit Beck's murder, but investigators won't say what they've uncovered. We know the facts of the case. Beck disappeared in July of 1990. Detectives found her van a few days later and bagged dozens of pieces of evidence, including the woman's purse and clothes, along with fingerprints and hair. A farmer found her body about a month later.
Slow long hair. I happened to look in the ditch, and I see a skull lay there.
Nearly 24 years later, a tip surrounding 5 pieces of evidence in that van breathed new life into the case.
It was the first time I thought we had tangible physical evidence to intimately put someone in the interior of that van.
That someone, according to investigators, is Dennis Brandtner of Kenosha, who in 1990 lived near the spot where Beck was found. He was also a trucker at the time. We don't know what links Brandtner to the van, but detectives did retrieve electronics used by truckers at the time. They also pushed for photos of Brandtner's hands, one of which is deformed.
Having photographs of this individual's hands would help them in analyzing some of the physical evidence that's already been in the possession of the sheriff's office.
Lab results have yet to come in, so Dennis Brandtner is a free man for now. He has not been arrested or linked to any other similar crimes, but detectives are hopeful they have their man.
When I have physical evidence inside of a vehicle that a young lady was in prior to her abduction and maybe at the time of her death, I would call that a suspect. I'd call that a prime suspect.
Authorities, though, have had a number of suspects before. Today, they made a point of saying that they haven't ruled anyone out at this point. Tonight at 6, more on today's announcement and if it's enough to solve this case once and for all. Live in Fond du Lac, Cody Holyoke, today's TMJ4.
Cody, do you have any idea as to why authorities came forward with this press conference when they won't release some of the details like the specific evidence that they might have?
This was, I think, preempted by the unsealing of a search warrant back on Friday night. The local newspaper here had gotten a hold of it, and I think the sheriff's department just wanted to get out in front of that to kind of let the public know that they're working on it and to ask the public for any information. If this name and that picture jogs anyone's memories, they certainly want to hear from them, Carol.
Well, hopefully this case can be solved. Cody Holyoke joining us live. Thank you very much.